Are you wanting this effect and this aesthetic from cardboard? Well, I can show you. Come on. Okay, so since we're friends and all, I'll show you how to do this. This is cardboard. It's one of my favorite things to work with because we all have cardboard and we all get deliveries, and it's cheap and we can do a lot with it, and we can make it look like a lot of different things. Now, if you were going to turn this into a structure like I did on the Michael Myers house, and you were going to double this and make it double the thickness for like a wall or an internal wall or something, or a floor, you would want to double it. If you doubled it, you would want to turn the ribs opposite directions when you glue it together. So you see how it's got ribs? They run this direction. If you were going to use it for a structure, you would want to have one set of ribs going up and down, and then you would want to glue your next set going side to side like that, so that it gives it, see how strong that is? That's how you want to do that. And then if you glued like a piece of foam board over that to be your actual wall, that would be even stronger. So just a little tip on that. But what we're going to do to make our siding is just this single piece, and we're going to go with the rib. Okay, so only thing I'm going to use is I put a silicone mat under where I'm going to cut because I don't want to scuff up my piece of wood that I'm using. And I have just a utility knife. This just came from Walmart. It's one of my favorites. It fits my hand well. It's got a nice sharp blade, and it's got extra blades I can oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's got extra blades that I can switch out as I need to. I love a good utility knife. Okay, so I've got this T-square. It's well loved. I took it from my husband's little stash of tools, and I only use it to help me kind of stay straight. I still, you'll see here in just a second, I still could not draw a straight line. If my life depended on it, probably, but that's okay because for what I'm doing, it doesn't have to be straight because it's going to be for the abandoned, run-down, old rugged home. So I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking for it to be done. Okay, now you can keep this length depending on how long of a piece of siding that you need. For some of my house, I'll probably keep it kind of long, but for the parts that I'm working on now, I'm not. I'm going to cut them, and scissors work just fine for that. And then when you put it on your structure, let's just say, for example, this is the house that I'm going to put it on because I'm not working on a part of the house that I need to do this yet. You would put your pieces end to end. Okay, now we've got the pieces where it meet up here, those pieces. I'll separate them a little bit so you can see. Now the next row up, you're going to want to stagger where your meet-up pieces are because that's how it would be in a real house. These joined pieces wouldn't be in the same spot. And then this piece you may have to cut off if this is the end of your house, and save that little piece because it might be useful somewhere else on another part of your house. And make these different sizes. And then like see the next row up. And so on and so forth until it looks like siding. And that's how you're going to do those, to cut them and whatnot and glue them on. You can glue them onto your house with wood glue. Sometimes just school glue works. It depends on what kind of structure you are gluing them onto. I can't see y'all, so I can't talk to y'all. It depends on what you're gluing them onto. In my house, the walls are made of plywood. Beautiful pink, like bubblegum, Pepto-Bismol pink wood. I wasn't crazy about that color, but I saw the potential in the house and I wanted the house. So I knew the color could be changed, and that's what I'm doing. So I can just use hot glue on mine. So that's what I've done. I've hot glued these on. And I'll continue this all the way around my house until I get it fully sided in this. But I've got some already on there, and I'm going to show you how I paint them. Okay, so if you've seen very many of my videos on this kind of thing, you know I love to save lids to things or little containers because they just make excellent places to mix up paint, and I use them all the time until I can't use them anymore, and then I throw them away. So what I've got here is like a black wash. It's just my lamp black, which of course we know that is my favorite. Lamp black and licorice are two of my favorite colors of black. So to get the base color, you just take that wash, which is just the paint mixed with some water, and you just give it a good brush over, because we just want that dark color to saturate all in there, because your darkest color goes on first. Dark goes on first because we can build the lighter color on top of the dark. So we want that darkest color to go on first. Okay, so I've got the dark on there. I do tend to go a little darker around like the window and maybe in the corners, maybe around the floor where the mildew and stuff may be a little heavier. Use your own imagination because it's going to be your house and however you want it to be. Now I'm just going to use a little bit of, and this is just plain white paint, just acrylic paint. And I'm just going to brush a little bit of this over. I did thin this out a little bit with some white, with some water. Not a whole lot, because I do want the black to show through in spots. Now, if some of your paper curls from your cardboard, like this little piece right here is curled up, that's okay. We don't mind that. Let me see if I can move y'all closer. Let's see if we can see that without me spilling anything here. If you can see this piece right here curled up, that's okay. We don't mind. We don't mind that one bit. It's all right. It's just going to be part of the look, because if you run up on an old abandoned house somewhere sitting out in a field, or you think of a haunted house somewhere, it might have siding that is peeled that way. So if we imagine that's what this is, it could very well look like that. So don't get discouraged if your cardboard starts to peel off, or if you think it's looking ugly. Well, honey, if it's looking ugly, you're doing it right, because that's what we're going for, right? Okay. We're just looking for a rundown house, something that somebody used to live in and they loved it, and then we don't know what happened to them. We don't know why they just walked off and left their house. But a family used to live there, and they don't anymore. And that's the kind of house I totally love to make. Something that's just been left. Okay, now, this is what we now have from that cardboard. See what a difference that makes? Let's see if I can get y'all off of here. See what a difference that makes? That's just some cardboard and some paint. And I think it looks great. Now, another layer of white paint when this dries will match that right up. Maybe I'll just leave it because this side of the porch, I don't know, maybe it's a little worse for wear than the front side. And then I'll just continue all the way around the house, and then I've got to trim out the windows, and of course we've got the doors here that need to be attached and whatnot, but yeah, that's what we have. That's how we do it. Thanks for joining me.